I am Luis Diaz-Garcia. I am a first-year assistant professor in the Viticulture and Enology department here at UC Davis. I'm the new grape breeder at the Viticulture and Enology department. I'm very happy to be part of the succession of great viticulturists and grape breeders that have worked in the Department of Viticulture and Enology for more than 60 years. And that have contributed with important resources to support the grape and wine industry in the state of California.
My name is María Maldonado. I'm a new assistant professor in plant biology. I'm interested in studying photosynthetic organisms and how they breathe or how they do molecular respiration because there's a huge gap in our understanding and our knowledge of this process.
Hi, I'm Anya Brown. I'm an assistant professor in evolution and ecology here at UC Davis, but I'm based at the Bodega Marine Lab, which is on the coast in Bodega Bay. I study community ecology in marine systems, and a lot of my focus has been thinking about microbes associated with hosts, and hosts can be things like corals or seagrasses or any type of animal in marine systems or plant is what I've primarily focused on. And I'm excited about these types of questions because when we think about microbes associated with a host, we can think of microbes as a trait of the host. And it can affect how host organisms, again, like corals, interact with their environment and what that variation might mean for ecology and for evolution.
Hello everyone, I'm Alan Lombard. I am a newly appointed assistant professor with a dual appointments in urologic surgery and biochemistry and molecular medicine. I've actually been at Davis for quite some time. Back in 2010, I did my graduate work on the Davis campus with María Madrid. And then I decided to postdoc at the Sacramento campus with Dr. Alan Gao studying prostate cancer, which is what my lab continues to do to this day. My work is centered on the mechanisms that promote the progression of advanced prostate cancer with a specific emphasis on understanding the development of resistance to treatment. My lab's current focus is on the study of response and resistance to PARP inhibition, which is a recently approved strategy that is a type of precision medicine that targets tumor cells with a particular mutations in DNA repair. One of the things that I'm most excited about is understanding how therapies induce a cellular state called senescence because we believe that we can specifically target these senescent cells to enhance the efficacy of these treatments.
My name is Adeola Oni-Orisan, and I am an assistant professor in the Department of Family and Community Medicine. My research, which lies at the intersections of medical anthropology, critical race theory, Black feminist thought, and science and technology studies, focuses on the reproductive health of Black communities. Most generally, my research looks at how discursive formations around Blackness, race, and gender are reinforced, deployed, and resisted within Black communities struggling for their health and well-being.
Hi, my name's Dr. Alyssa Griffin, and I'm a new assistant professor in the Department of Earth and Planetary Sciences and at the Bodega Marine Laboratory. I'm a marine biogeochemist that studies changing coastal ecosystems in order to build climate resiliency and to serve others through science.
Hi, my name is Quides. I'm an assistant professor of teaching in microbiology and molecular genetics. My research background is on the legume Rhizobium symbiosis. So rhizobia are soil-dwelling bacteria. They interact with legumes such as beans and peas, and we commonly know this interaction to be mutualistic. But I'm really interested in how this interaction can shift from mutualistic to antagonistic. So how, when, or why there's these shifts across the mutualism-antagonism continuum. At UC Davis, I'm now an assistant professor of teaching. So a lot of my focus has now shifted towards pedagogy, so implementation of active learning, assessing how that active learning is effective at promoting student learning, STEM identity, and ultimately retention of historically underrepresented or excluded students.
I'm really excited to start working in some of the nearshore ecosystems on the California coast, like seagrasses. Seagrasses, like coral reefs, play a really important role in the local ecosystems here. They're a foundation species, and they provide key ecosystem services to our coastlines as well as coastlines around the world. And so I'm pretty excited to start asking questions in this new system.
The goal of my research is very simple. It's just produce new grape cultivars that can fulfill the demands of the grape industry, consumers, nurseries, wineries, and other stakeholders. Most of the problems for growing high-quality grapes are related to pests and diseases, water limitation, nutrient stresses in the soil, and with the unpredictability of climate change, these problems are going to be even more challenging. So the goal of my lab is to integrate novel phenomics and genomics tools to identify and select elite germplasm that can be the base or the foundation of the next generation of grape cultivars.
So I'm interested in studying, in particular, microalgae such as diatoms, as well as macroalgae such as seaweed, because these are actually very different from plants. So I think that the respiratory proteins that I'm interested in will likely be very different, and that can teach us a lot about both how these organisms themselves respire, but also we can apply what we learn to the broader eukaryotic tree of life, and hopefully let us develop some of these strategies to improve food production, to think of ways of reducing or to increasing carbon fixation, and this can have implications for climate change and agriculture.
I use a variety of biological, geological, and chemical tools in order to study carbon cycling and storage in nearshore environments. And it's important to study these ecosystems to see how they might play a role in not only building climate resiliency, but potentially serving as a mitigation strategy for some of the worst consequences of climate change. I'm also deeply committed to a more just, equitable, and inclusive geoscience community. And towards that end, I work closely with communities here in Northern California and around the world to use my skill set to address some of the community's most pressing environmental concerns.
My book project, which is based on my research that was completed in Nigeria, is an historical, ethnographic, and literary exploration of the lived experiences of Black birthing people in Nigeria as they navigate competing systems of church, state, and international NGOs to find sites of care for their pregnancies. In Ondo State, where I completed my research, many women decide to deliver in churches in spaces called mission homes, which are sites of perinatal care within Pentecostal churches. While international NGOs have called for them to be banned, and also local state governments have done so as well, many women find them to be important sites of community building and support and care during their pregnancies. Here at UC Davis, I hope to continue to study both formal and informal sites of pregnancy care among Black birthing communities, and I plan to partner with local birth workers and birthing organizations with the goal of improving the quality and experiences of pregnancy care here in Sacramento.
I use active learning strategies in my classroom, such as polling software, Think, Pair, Share, and gallery walks, all forms of active learning that have been shown to increase STEM identity, self-efficacy, and ultimately retention of students from historically marginalized or excluded identities. I'm currently developing a cure, which is the integration of my research background on the legume-rhizobium symbiosis with my love for pedagogy. It's a multi-module cure that I'm hoping to mix and match as I see fit, depending on the courses that I'll be teaching this cure in.
I think UC Davis is really great for this kind of work because, it's on the one hand, it's a very agricultural place, so there's all these collaborations in terms of agricultural research, fruit trees, fruit maturation. There's also this big initiative right now on the sustainable agriculture, sustainability with a new center. And there's also the third aspect of having the Bodega Bay labs as well, with the marine biology aspect and going after these micro and macroalgae in the sea, which, it's really great to be able to have those collaborations.
I'm really excited to be here at UC Davis and even more so at the Bodega Marine Lab. Being near the coast is great because your study system is right in your backyard. And so my office opens up to several different places where I can go and do cool ecological projects in the field or in the lab. A lot of my work involves combining field work, lab work, and lab experiments.
It's truly an honor to be inducted as a CAMPOS Scholar. Unfortunately, there are many groups which are underrepresented in the biological sciences, including African Americans. As a newly minted assistant professor and a CAMPOS Scholar, I hope to continue the work that I've begun, recruiting and training the next generation of diverse scientists.
So less than 1% of all faculty in the geosciences in the United States are women of color. I identify as a woman of color, and having the additional support structures and mentoring networks that the CAMPOS program provides is really critical to my success here at UC Davis, and I'm really honored to have the opportunity to participate in the program and have access to such an amazing network of scholars working to really change the face of academia and improve our campus.
Being a campus scholar is a great opportunity for me. As a plant breeder, I work with people in the industry, nurseries, winemakers, supervisors in farms, but also with field workers and immigrants, first-generation students. That's especially important here in the state of California because most of the people that support the agriculture in the state is composed of Spanish speaker immigrants whose families have little access to higher education. So as a bilingual professor working in agriculture, I think I have a great opportunity to support these communities and to serve as a bridge to contribute to the ongoing efforts of the University of California in terms of diversity, equity, and inclusion.